Welcome to Audible Interlude, a G.I. Joe podcast. I am your host, Dave West, codename Phantom Troublemaker.
And I am your co-host, codename Crapshoot, aka Noel.
And I'm your Cobra intern that wants to replace your eyes with buttons or just big holes in the sockets. Codename Legion Cub.
Let's get spooky in here. So it's October, and this episode we were attempting to have some things a little spooky tinged, but next week we're doing a full-on spooktacular episode. We're going to talk about some weird creepy stuff. This time around, Soundoff maybe didn't go quite as I'd planned, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. We don't want to do things out of order here. That would be crazy. But what I will go ahead and say is later in the show, we will be giving away this G.I. Joe classified series Eel fresh in the box. And just full disclosure, I will be shipping it to you in this actual box right here because that's what these are for. But yeah, somebody will be taking an eel home, or I guess you don't even have to take it home. I'm going to send it to your home just for watching Audible Interlude and for having a little bit of Audible Interlude trivia in your melon. That's going to be part of the deal. So we got some news. We've got a little bit more than I expected, which is a good thing because let's see here. Let me pull my notes up to the right place. We are live on the Needless Things YouTube channel. As you all know, toy reviews go up all the time here. Tomorrow, I will be reviewing a new Legends of Lucha Libre figure. Wednesday, the Tiger Force Flint review goes up. And then Thursday, NECA's Creature from the Black Lagoon. So all kinds of different toy reviews here on the channel, but obviously a focus on G.I. Joe when G.I. Joe's available. And you guys, this month is a month full of G.I. Joe.
Each day, it seems like, because Pulse doesn't know how to combine orders into
our
one
lives
box.
Our lives have become Joe a day.
Yes.
True.
Since I started this channel, and even before that, when Needless Things was just a blog, October has always been spooky toy reviews all month long, like with exceptions here and there. And tomorrow's Vampiro is going to be the first even moderately spooky one of the month because there's been so much G.I. Joe. So check out last week's posts, all G.I. Joe, and upcoming, we've got even more on the way.
Wait, didn't you say that your review for Tiger Force Flint is going up?
It's going up Wednesday.
Okay, well, did you see his eye makeup? That's a spooky review.
It is. It's a little. He's almost got like a replicant thing going on.
Yeah.
You can check us out. Audible Interlude podcast on Instagram. That is the best place to interact with us. Every Monday when we do a live stream, you have the opportunity to participate directly in the show by giving us suggestions of what to talk about in a post called Sound Off. We have shirts available. Not this shirt. This is the one I got off of Hasbro Pulse during PulseCon. I really dig it. It's a pretty nice quality shirt. And so last time, you guys remember when Classified first started up and they had a couple of licensed G.I. Joe shirts available. And it was kind of special because it was like, whoa, Hasbro is selling us these shirts directly. So I ordered one. A Snake Eyes shirt, and the double X fit like a large, like really snug. I looked like a tube of sausage wearing that thing. This one's a triple X, and it's like a little too big, but it's better than the double X. So I'm just saying, order a size up. Kevin Riddle is ready for that eel. Well, Kevin Riddle, I hope you've got some Audible Interlude trivia in that noggin of yours. Who else we got in the chat here? Will R. 00 Clint. Rachel is here. Thank goodness. Rachel, I'm sure you're going to have to help
Keeping
us.
us fact checked.
Yeah.
I can turn my brain off.
Yeah, Kristian, you can just check out. No, we could never do this without Kristian's esoteric weirdness. Payne's Toy Samples, Daniel Rodriguez, Captain Speedy, Toy Reclaimer, who, as we all know, is one of the heroes, a real Audible hero. Agent Chuckles is here. Wonder Wes. Got a good little crew. Pete Reddington. What is up, Pete Reddington? Trying to win that classified eagle. Okay, so Audible Interlude Podcast on Instagram. Go to our pinned stories. You can find our shirts that we have. Help the show out. And since we got StreamYard covered, anything that we bring in now from the Super Chat or from shirt sales, which, trust me, we get like nothing from shirt sales, but anything that comes in is going to go to a new run of hats. They have been, these are the most requested items, and they can't be done through TeePublic. So it's something we literally have to like pay for to have made. So for the time being, anything that comes in, any revenue that comes in is going towards a new run of hats. And I want to try and get more than 12 made this time, if that's at all possible.
The super limited edition.
Yes, these are very limited because you guys don't even have one of these, do you?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's sad. See, guys, you got to help Noel and Kristian get hats. Our shirts are on TeePublic, but the links to them are on Instagram. Schedule-wise, the audio version of this episode will be available this Friday wherever you get your podcasts. Next week, we'll have our spooky segments episode, and then our next live stream is October the 23rd, where we will once again be being spooky, but live with you guys. So everybody that's here in the chat, if you're going to join us on the 23rd, be ready with some prompts. We're going to want all kinds of input from you. And I might even put up a little list of topics beforehand so you guys can do some homework. All right. So speaking of news, I mentioned Tiger Force Flint. That review goes up Wednesday, but you guys both skipped that one, right?
Yes.
So what do you think the chances are if you see him in the store in person, you'll be like, oh, that's kind of cool. Maybe I'll get it.
So I actually did finally see him on the pegs, and I was able to still look at it and go, no. They got me.
Okay.
Like I saw her on the pegs, and that box art totally got me. Totally got me. And I'm glad I got her because she's very cool. But Tiger Force Flint.
I'm trying to adjust my monitor so the glare is not directly in my glasses. I don't know how you guys do it. Yeah, my Vipra should be here tomorrow. That review will probably go up next week. Speaking of things coming in, okay, so you guys, I talked about my adventures with Bullseye on eBay, which is Target's eBay store, and how I got a couple of items that were just trashed, got an instant refund. Well, I went on there and ordered this, which I've already got this figure. It's an excellent figure. This is the Avengers Black Widow Marvel Legends figure, Target exclusive. Comes with tons of accessories. It's a great figure that the full price was $27.99. When I got it, I think it was $24.99, and I felt like it was worth every penny. But my son wants one as well, so I was like, oh, Bullseye's got it. Let's order it. And here is what I got. You'll notice there is not a single accessory anywhere in this package. And the figure, you're going to be really shocked when you find out this is not actually Black Widow, but, oh, look at that. Movie Scarlet is like
black costume and red hair. It's the same character, right?
Movie Scarlet is like a boomerang because I just sent one to Kristian. And now
I just sent it back.
One has come right back to me. So I'm gonna choose a random person and just send this to them with like no notification, and we're just gonna keep Movie Scarlet moving through the system. But I took a picture of it, submitted it, and they refunded my money instantly. So that's good at least, and did not ask for the figure back. In other Target news, as everybody may know, Target has had their get $10 off of $50, get $25 off $100 deal going on. It ended, I think, last Saturday. And 4 Marvel Legends or classified or whatever figures don't quite add up to $100. So you got to throw a little something extra in there. Now, this is for everybody in the chat. This is for Kristian and Noel. I want you guys to, different Hot Wheels cars do you think get produced in a year? And how many different models of Hot Wheels cars do you think are on the pegs at Target at any given time? Just throw out the first number that pops in your head.
It's got to be like, I mean, I'm thinking like 200 different cars come out per year.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
And at least half that on the pegs at any given time, right?
Should be.
Yeah, I'd say probably that.
Wonder West says 4 million. That tracks. Daniel Rodriguez says 50. 50 is probably fair. So this year, from January until October, I have bought a grand total of 4 Hot Wheels cars. And I threw a Hot Wheels car onto my order just to get to the $100. And they managed to send me one of the Hot Wheels cars that I have bought in the store. How in the world does that even happen? So I now have 2 Gunmetal Gray Batman Forever Batmobiles, which whatever you think of that movie, this Batmobile is sick. I love this one, but I don't need 2. So this is going to get mailed to a random person with no explanation.
Wow.
A lot of that going on lately. Toy Reclaimer says I added a beach ball, $1.50. Now, see, that would have been a good ad because I have 0 beach balls in my life right now. Although I do have more inflatable dice than you might expect. Okay, I've got one more. Do you guys want to see one more item here?
Yeah.
So we all know what happened with my Firefly. Shaky abdomen, giant waist gap. I ordered another Firefly from Amazon. It is a different lot number from the Firefly that I currently have. So we're going to open it right here live on the show.
No, it's
see.
Dr. Mindbender all over again.
Yeah.
I can't help myself. I love this line so much. I don't want anything to be subpar. All right, so I'm not even going to bother with the accessories right now. We're just concerned about the figure. Let's find out. I was going to try and see without taking them out of there. Oh, I can tell you right now, the waist gap is still there. That's pathetic. In the chat, anybody who has Firefly, does anybody have a Firefly that does not have the big gap between the waist and the abdomen? And when I say big gap, I'm talking, it's that. It's very noticeable.
I got my Firefly the other day, and I haven't opened it yet. I did open my low light and my tunnel wrap, but I haven't opened the Firefly yet.
Well, it's not like we have a program where we discuss G.I. Joes or anything, so I can
Look,
see
I have
why.
a Firefly on the shelf, and I didn't want to have to move that entire segment to swap out Fireflies. So,
but you can't
Working on
swap them out. They're different. They both belong on your shelf.
no, only one Firefly goes on my shelf.
Okay, so
Are you guys?
oh, dude, same.
Oh, weird. Oh,
just as crummy as the other one. Well, you know what though?
Fireflop.
Yeah, the waist gap is. You know what? It might not be as bad on this one as it is on my other one. And honestly, now that he's floppy, but it's not as bad.
that's
I'm still
how
returning.
mine is.
Yeah.
Like he's got a little bit of wiggle, but
He's like
his
a
ab
bobble
crunch
body.
doesn't just
Yeah, the other one just flops over. It's ridiculous. The waist gap, maybe not as bad. So this one is better, but still not what I have come to expect from Classified.
Yeah, that really surprised me.
Yeah, that's the other reason why I would open it. Either is just from hearing the reviews. I'm like, maybe I'll just keep mine, even though I don't like him aesthetically as much. I'll just keep mine on the shelf because at least he's been sitting in an awesome pose for the last 2 years.
Yeah, right. Well, this one, I've got mine posed on the shelf. I mean, it's ridiculously loose, but you can pose it. Michael Carter, Firefly is my new favorite. Michael Carter, does your Firefly flop around like Woody from Toy Story, or did you get a good one? All
Wes,
right.
that might be the comment of the night.
Oh,
as played by Michael J.
Wes.
Fox.
Oh, what's wrong with you? Oh, boo.
But too soon?
Definitely, always too soon. Rachel, I've been gun shy on Firefly. I've seen him twice in the wild and left him behind. I haven't seen him in the wild yet, so
yeah,
you're already a little ahead. All right, Toy Fair. We had a toy fair, guys. Did you catch it?
Yeah, well, New York was flooded, so it kind of drew a little bit of attention away from Toy Fair, but still some good stuff came out of it.
KB Jodographs has a good point. Inferior quality Fireflies still make for great photos, and that's true. I mean, you can still pose them, you can still get them to look good. It's just disappointing as far as the play goes. Agent Chuckles, I've got a floppy Firefly and a Tiger Force Flint with a swollen jaw. I've heard this swollen jaw thing. I can't say I noticed it on mine, but I wasn't particularly looking for a swollen jaw. All right. So Super 7 was at Toy Fair, which Hasbro did not have any G.I. Joe there, which, I mean, honestly, fine. They had an amazing PulseCon. I don't need more pre-orders right now. I don't need more product to come in this year, honestly. That's a lie. I want all I can get. But Super 7 was at Toy Fair. Now, of course, they did not post a single picture from their displays because while Super 7 is one of the best toy companies at social media, all toy companies are terrible at social media. They have no sense of, hey, let me show off my product. It's bizarre. Like if you go on Instagram, NECA is really the only one that consistently, here's a reveal, here are a bunch of good pictures of it, here's when, where it might be available, or like they're it. Nobody else is as good. All right, so Super 7 had a clear Super Cyborg Snake armor on display, which I thought was really cool because you could see, okay, well, yeah, it's not anything I'm going to spend money on, but it looks cool, and you can see that second panel that's underneath the armor through, like it looked really, really cool.
I thought it looked cool. It must have been in the plans before San Diego because I don't think it is selling the way that they expected it to. The first run.
Oh, the first, yeah, I don't know. If I saw one in person and could sort of verify directly in front of me that the Cobra in it is scaled to the Ultimates, I would be more interested in it. But I have yet to see any comparisons or anything of that, and I don't know. It's really cool. There's so many other things to spend money on, though.
Right. But I haven't seen like a single photo of it from any of the people I follow on Instagram. So that kind of says to me, it's probably going to show up on Big Bad Summer Clearance.
Right. Or even like Amazon, because Amazon marks down a lot of Super 7 stuff. They also revealed that the Cobra Mothership is coming. Oh wait, I've got a. Oh, I did this stuff out of order. Okay, hang on. Don't look at what's on the screen now. Just pretend none of this is showing up because I did everything out of order. Oh my gosh. Or did I not add the Super 7 stuff? Oh, I sure didn't.
This is from 2 weeks ago.
Well, I copied the first like 14 aren't. But it's the same slideshow because it's easier to use the format over again. I thought I had a picture of the Mothership, but I guess I forgot to add it. So obviously Super 7 didn't share anything from Toy Fair, and I don't want to steal Toy Arc's pictures, but you could get a good sense of the size of it. I think the color they used on it is a little bland because I thought it was like a gray prototype when I first saw it. And it's not. It's just like a dull color,
like gunmetal gray.
Yeah, which is accurate, but I don't know. Maybe do something. Give it a little extra. But they put a really cool animatic up on Instagram that showed the 5 panels that remove. So this Mothership, which 3 days from now we'll know the pricing, we'll know everything else, but it has blast effect supports underneath, like rather than landing gear, it actually looked like blasts to suspend it. Have 5 removable top panels with 5 compartments, kind of like the Millennium Falcon, which I feel like somebody might have mentioned it was going to be similar.
Somebody might have thrown that out in passing.
Yeah, somebody around here. There are 6 opening panels that reveal gun turrets, and there were 2 trouble bubbles in the display, and I'm wondering if the trouble bubbles might be stretch goals or something along those lines.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. And will it be 1? Will it be 2? We don't know. We'll find out. And I tell you, this is going to be tough because this, and as I mentioned, that Masters Universe Origins, whatever the next crowdfund is for that, those are coming at the same time. And as much as I'm into Origins, I have to make a choice if I'm even positive I can do one of them, because I don't know pricing for anything yet.
Originally, like at San Diego Comic-Con, I thought, oh, the Cobra Mothership, it's cool. I don't have the space and not really that interested, but now seeing the inside
right
of it, I'm like, oh, I still don't have the space for it because of its shape.
Nobody
Like,
has the space for it.
Well,
Nobody has the space for this thing.
There's some people.
Real quick, just because I see we have a few more people have joined us, we will be giving this classified eel away later in the show, so stick around. Yeah, and if you notice, the chambers inside were like there was one in the front that looked almost like a command center throne room type thing, maybe. There looked like a comm station on one side. The other side was different. It wasn't just another comm station.
Right.
I mean, I'm very excited to see this thing revealed in its entirety.
If it's less than $400, I'm going to be incredibly surprised. But I'm thinking it's going to be somewhere between $400 and $450.
Really?
Big.
I'm going to say $300 to $350.
Yeah?
Noel?
What was the Thunder Tank?
Thunder Tank was $450.
Okay.
Gosh, that's a good point.
Because remember, they do smaller runs, so the pricing is going to be more than what it would be, say, if it was a HasLab. But
right, you'd think it's got to be at least $450 because it's going to be, it's going to be as big as the Thunder Tank.
Yeah, I was thinking. I think I said 500 when we were talking about it the other day. And
I don't think you're wrong. I just don't want you to be right.
Well,
well, and the problem is though, Super 7 charges shipping. It's not inclusive like it is with Pulse. So even if it's $450, it's going to be $500.
Right.
Oof. They also had boxed samples of the Ultimate Storm Shadow and Cobra Trooper. From the pictures I saw, which again were not posted by Super 7 and were not great, they appeared to have painted skin. We'll see. And also in that wave are Doc and Scarlet. And according to the signage there, they're supposed to be December 2023, which goes against... Oh, no, wait, I updated this. So if you go to Super 7, if you Google Super 7 pre-orders, it takes you to their pre-order update page where they tell you the latest orders or the latest estimated dates for all their stuff. And so that wave is December 2023. They had painted samples of Stalker, Gung Ho, Cobra Intelligence Officer Baroness, which I had forgotten that's the Black Baroness's full official name, and Zartan, and those are currently slated for March of 2024. And then they also had prototypes of Major Blood, Crimson Guard, Roadblock, and CoverGirl, which are later, probably July or something. But everything looked good. Did you guys see any of this? Anything catch your eye?
Yes, but not in a good way. Not necessarily in a bad way either, though. For as giddy as we were over the Crimson Guard, like render, with it being in just the prototype gray, I have to say I was kind of underwhelmed. I was like, wait, it's missing detail or something. I don't know. Compared to the other figures, I was like,
See, that's how I always feel about Crimson Guards. They're not my favorite troops by any stretch.
But, well, according to our fandom, they are the number one Cobra troop. So
we did an officially sanctioned, legally regulated poll at Dragon Con, and the Crimson Guard was #1 on Cobra Commander's Sweetheart Parade.
With
They
a
have
bullet.
I have a very soft spot for them. They are among my favorites, but yeah,
And that's fine. We all like different things.
I still want the donut that comes with it, but
Well, they can probably get that from any number of other Super
True.
7 items. Okay, now it's time for the slideshow again. Hey, look at that. It's Night Force Tunnel Rat. I am whelmed.
it's Tunnel Rat in slightly darker colors.
And I mean, ever so slightly. And what's funny is I saw some folks online who were like, "Oh, you can take the black pants on this one and put them on the other one to give him the black pants he should have." These pants do not look black to me.
no, they
These
look like
pants
the
look like-
gray.
Right, they look like just a little darker gray, or with I don't know. It looks good, but it's another one where I look at it right now, and I know until it becomes available for pre-order, I'm positive I'm not going to order it.
It
And-
seems a little quick to put him
Yeah.
out. When you think of when Tiger Force Rakondo came out, to the fact that
Right.
when they finally announced Retro Rakondo, I was like, wait, what? Oh, yeah, it's been a long time. This, we just got him. It's too fresh.
Isn't it
I will
funny how
say-
fickle we are? We're mad if it takes too long. We're mad if they come out at the same time. You cannot
mean,
please us.
I'm just thinking of marketing. That's all
Yeah.
I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of Hasbro. My thought on this one though is that the portrait looks a lot more like Larry Hama and the artwork than the other box art does. That's my one big takeaway.
Okay. Well, it looks good. It's unnecessary, but it'll sell. Oh, you know what I just noticed is his Joe Pro is red rather than blue. Isn't that interesting?
Mm.
Okay, so Night Force Tunnel Rat. We also got our final images of Shadow Tracker, who, I mean, it looks cool. It would look a lot cooler to me if I had never seen the original Shadow Tracker, that I think looks way better than this. But I do still like this, and I will order. I'm not pretending I'm not going to order this one.
I feel like if I see him in the wild, I will get him, but I'm not going to pre-order him.
And I do like how they've gone with kind of an asymmetrical thing here. The right forearm, the right arm has some extra bits and pieces on it, and then the skirt or whatever it is kind of off this animal skin. I guess that's a jaguar skin or something. It's kind of hanging off to the left side. I just hope that skin is a really soft plastic, which is not something we normally say about anything in G.I. Joe. But I just don't want it to be this like shell that you have to constantly move out of the way to get the figure to pose. I hope it's soft enough to not mess with it. All three masks look pretty cool to me. I think this is one that's going to be more exciting once I'm opening it up than it is in this picture right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then speaking of exciting, oh wait, well first we've got to talk about Wolf Spider. So, what do you guys talk about Wolf Spider here?
Go for it, Noel.
He certainly is a balaclavaed Night Force G.I. Joe character that I have little to no interest in.
almost troop buildery in his genericness.
Yeah, I think I mentioned before that he kind of reminds me of the V2, was it V2 Beachhead that I just did not like later on, and yeah, I'm still kind of getting those vibes.
Okay, we got to check in with the chat here. I've been neglecting the chat, and it's right in front of our faces now. There's no excuse for this. Will R loves Crimson Guards, and there's nothing wrong with that. Will R. Kevin Riddle, my local Walmart, has the retro, I guess, Crimson Guard in stock. Toy Reclaimer, Alley Vipers, Range Vipers, Crimson Guard for me. The Range Viper, Awesome. Will R, why bring out Night Force Tunnel? Yeah, exactly. I'll take TF, Tiger Force or
Tiger
Sonic
Force.
Fighter. Tiger Force Tunnel Rat would have definitely been more exciting to me for sure. Pete, I never understood why Tunnel Rat came with such a large gun.
He's overcompensating. He's only like 5'2".
Double O Clint, Range Viper looks awesome. Never seen it anywhere around me. I haven't seen it in stores yet. I happened to get mine from Walmart, and I know Pulse is shipping Big Ben and the Range Viper now. Now I don't know if they've got them in stock, but they're shipping them now. Silent Interlude can't stay for long because it's bedtime, but I wanted to say hi. What's up, Silent Interlude? Kevin Riddle can't wait to see how crooked Shadow Tracker's arrow will be. Well, you keep that between you and Shadow Tracker. This is a family show. Silent Interlude, I'll catch it on Spotify. Do it up. You can find it wherever you get your podcasts.
I wonder if it'll be as crooked as the gun that came with my Tunnel Rat that I opened the other day.
Don't.
Did anybody else have that problem?
No, actually.
My Tunnel Rat's gun is like bent way down.
Yeah.
Well,
just put it in boiled water, let it sit, and then it'll bend again after you take it out.
Yeah.
KB Jodographs, they just need the Brazilian Tunnel Rat now. Okay, now I'm going to guess this is not a Special Missions Brazil Tunnel Rat that I'm unaware of. Can one of you gentlemen illuminate me about Brazilian Tunnel Rat?
I'm drawing a blank, actually. I'm trying to look it up.
Yeah, I'm looking it up, and all I get was actual tunnel rats.
He's
he's the red. Okay, yeah.
He's just more manscaped than other tunnel rats.
So yeah, I see the Fun School G.I. Joe tunnel rat who's got the bright red shirt on.
Oh, I'm down with that. Give us more color. Well, that sounds like a Special Missions Brazil color scheme. Daniel Rodriguez looking at the Walmart Christmas toy catalog and no Joes. That's not entirely surprising. Pulse has the Range Viper marked sold out. Yeah, but we know it'll come back in stock. This is the way. Okay, so that's our 3 Walmart exclusives that go on sale this Friday the 3rd, or go on pre-order. Sorry, this Friday the 13th. I believe with an estimated February 1st ship date. And if they ship like Big Ben and the Range Viper did, then they'll actually ship on time. We'll see if Walmart can keep it going. Rachel's Tunnel Rat also had a bent gun. Big news from some friends of ours. Delta 17, just a little while ago on Instagram, published pictures of cases of their product getting ready to leave the port in China next week. So we will potentially, I don't know, it's October 9th. It's going to be tight. Potentially have Delta 17 figures at least available to purchase before the end of the year. I don't know if they're going to make it under the Christmas tree, but they should have them before the end of the year. Okay. Here we go. Did you guys see our Men in Black operative? Is how I thought of this.
Oh, totally.
So, Kristian, you've been seduced by the Monster Force, as I have. What do you think of this one?
I love it. Again, I don't think I will display him with the human head, though. The suit with the evil demon head is just, for lack of a better description, it's giving me shades of Angel, right? Where like the demons had like normal looking earthy jobs and outfits, but yet, so yeah.
It's funny. You know, for years and years, we have always made fun of the suit body in like DC Universe Classics. Every time there was a new suit body, we'd be like, suit body. Same thing with Marvel Legends. So many suit bodies, but now here we are. It's another suit body, but somehow it's exciting.
Well, I think if it was just the human side, I would not be as excited.
Sure.
Like the general in them that we looked at last time, with all the accessories and the alternate heads and stuff, yes. With this guy, for me, it's that demon head and hands all the way.
Yeah, and also with the expansion pack with 3 more heads, 2 different demon heads. And if you'll notice, this is something I don't know if we've pointed out about. Hang on, I'm trying to look something up while I talk. About Monster Force before is it includes 2 sets of each figure includes 2 sets of C grips with up and down wrists and side to side wrists.
I think we did.
Did we? Okay. It makes sense. Okay, Rachel has pointed something out, so I have gone to the Walmart website to see if I can take a look at this. I don't even know if it's on here because we all know. Okay, here we go. Interesting. All right, Rachel has pointed out, have y'all seen the bio write-up for Wolf Spider? Apparently, he's Coast Guard. So let's take a look at this.
So how do we get a wolf spider before we get a cutter? Because, you know.
Oh, that is kind of sad. I mean, clearly they have some kind of intent for Wolf Spider's tooling. I don't know what it is. Somebody said Beachhead version 2. Well, Noel,
That's
you
what I was
said
saying. Oh,
Beachhead
yeah.
version 2. Yeah. Night Force Parth Wolf Spider Varma comes ready for adventure with multiple points of articulation for high posability. This Night Force Parth Wolf Spider Varma. Okay, wait. Parth Varma hails from a family of doctors, but intense desire for action pushed him to train as a helicopter EMT and then as a Coast Guard aviation survival technician. After seeing his daring rescues, G.I. Joe recruiters owned his zeal for thrills with modified SPIE and pararescue training, crafting him into an exfiltration expert. Never missing his target, Wolf Spider drops from the heavens to evacuate fellow Joes from the most dire situations. Okay, that's awesome.
It's a like 90s extreme.
So
and now I want him to come with like a little MP3 player, so every time he rappels out of the helicopter, Flight of the Valkyries starts playing.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Wolf Spider.
No, come on. It would be AC/DC Shoot to Thrill. Why isn't this kind of verbiage on the back of every classified box? Why is this being wasted on Walmart's website? And I know Pulse lists them as well. Why aren't we printing this? Well, I know why, because we'd have to print it. And look, somebody got on me for complaining about this the other day, and sorry. You would have to print that in 5 different languages, and it would take up the whole back of the box. But man, that's like somebody put effort into that, and it's really cool, and it kind of makes me want the figure more. Also, the reminder that it goes with the Dragonfly. It's kind of like, oh, yeah, I do need this one. But you know how I am. Toy Reclaimer Hero from Nickelback. You're right. You're right. Ding, ding, ding. New Monkey. That's some stereotyping right there with the Indian name and Dr. Parents. Yeah, it is. You're not wrong. Let's see. Wonder West, the General and the Sentinels are very cool too. Yeah, everything in Operation Monster Force has been awesome. Like, we love that line. Will R. Wolf Spider is well, we just do that. He'll do taxes on the weekend. Kevin Riddle, sad we can't get that on a file card. I know. We'll put it in the. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is there. That bio is a file card practically. Hasbro, you're almost there.
But they could even like social media that stuff.
Well, yeah. I mean, use the QR code.
That's what I was thinking too. Just put a QR code on there.
Mm-hmm. It has a QR code. It just goes to Hasbro. It doesn't even go to Pulse. Right. It goes to Hasbro's website.
Yeah, but I mean, you go there. It auto detects which language you prefer by what cookies you have in your browser.
Yeah,
and boom, you have the bio in whatever language. So yeah, I think that's a great idea. I wish they do more of that.
Well, maybe that's what they're working toward. Because if you look at the QR codes, these are different. They are not all the same QR code, but they do all currently default to the generic Hasbro website. So I got to think maybe they're building up to having this content available online. I would hope, because as much as personally, like, that was really cool to read, but I could give or take whether I ever hear any of that or not. But it's a marketing tool because it made me want to buy this figure that I previously wasn't that interested in.
If Final Faction, a line of action figures that are sold in the Dollar Tree, can give you a QR code that leads to, granted, a poorly animated CG 15-minute cartoon, Hasbro can at least do file cards.
You Final Faction truthers are really starting to wear me out. All right. Will R is busting in here with something that is being presented as fact, but I don't know if we have anything to back this up. Wolf Spider is who they originally intended to be the unlock for the Dragonfly, but after the Glinda backlash, they did a 180 and gave us Ripcord, and that's why they didn't have a digital render. That sounds like a theory to me and not a fact, but I would love to know where that came from.
And there was no backlash from Glinda from anybody on this podcast because we were all very excited about
Although
Glinda.
there are only 3 of us, so.
Well, but I want to point out it's something somehow my ADHD brain just missed when we talked about her. On her package, she is labeled helicopter co-pilot. Like in big letters.
Right.
Yeah.
So, come on.
Yeah.
Fandom.
And I think, that's a deep cut that fans are going to appreciate, whereas Wolf Spider is something entirely new, and I think that wouldn't have drawn as much interest.
Yeah, I think you can't just make something up. Well, but they did for the Hiss. You know what? Actually,
they did sort of.
If
for the
you
Hiss.
look at the Hiss.
They did Troopers. That's different.
What Will is saying makes sense because they did make up a support crew for the Hiss. So, and he meant to say Crazy Legs and not Glinda.
Yeah,
he's right about the Crazy Legs.
The Crazy Legs.
Yes. Will, I think you've turned me around, pal. You might have a point. Where's the Unsolved Mysteries guy to hop in here and give us Mythbusters confirmed. Jamie Heineman agrees with Will R. is all I'm saying. All right. We got a little bit more news to go over here. This was popular last time around, so we're going to talk about these a little bit more. Look at that thing. And I did not have time to update this, but it's not just that there's an Arctic drone. Did you guys see that there are 2 Arctic drones and you put them together to create a snowmobile?
Oh.
No.
If you go to Gridiron's website or their Instagram right now, there are pictures of the 2 different Arctic drones they're producing, and they connect to make what really kind of passes for a polar battle bear.
That's kind of cool.
Awesome, but it's also $200. Ritz Murphy in the house. What's up, Ritz Murphy? Since Rich is here, I'm going to go ahead and remind everyone one more time that just a little while here, we're going to be giving away this Cobra Eel. All right. New Monkey predicting the classified line fully transforming into a retro cardback line. I don't know. I think they've got, as long as they maintain the 2 separate lines, I think that's more revenue, to be honest. All right. So anyway, here's the Gridiron, one of the Arctic drones. Go to their website, check out the fully formed ski-mobile that they're releasing for $200. But pretty cool. I included this picture just so you can see the scale of it. Like, it's a pretty big piece. It looks great. But at that price tag, and I'm not saying it should not cost what it costs, because they're a very small company doing very limited runs of these things. It's just not in my budgeting plan. Oh, and I will say this. Hang on, let's see. So we've also got a flight drone that looks pretty killer.
Oh,
wow. Also
I like
comes
that
in
a lot more.
matching scrap iron colors. Whoop, not there yet.
But
here is the commentary that if Hasbro was releasing this, the number 2 comment would be, for $100, it should include a flight stand. Think about that one. People are losing their minds over the fact that the Trouble Bubbles did not include flight stands, which would have been neat, but honestly, I don't care. But for $100, no flight stand. Come on, Gridiron, get it together, company. So anyway, there's your drone. Number 1 comment is just what's awesome, and it's in 2 colors. I think both of them look great. But this one, they've got it. One of the pictures on Instagram, they've got it with scrap iron, and it's perfect. Let's see. Will R, did you guys see the sewer diorama that Ramen is putting out? Makes a nice home for Tunnel Rat. Yeah, sure. He could hang out down there with the turtles. I'm down with that. Let's make that happen. Although the NECA's movie turtles are not going to scale with classified, but that's okay. They can be like the live action Bay turtles. They're just big. Yeah, I'm very curious to see, and we'll cover stuff that seems a little more directly G.I. Joe adjacent. But Ramen has said they are launching a line of dioramens. So they're going to be doing a lot more diorama type stuff going forward. I'm curious to see it. And they also
just got to work on that pricing a little bit.
Well, did you guys see the the tooling pictures of the Ramen Racer with the light up effects? Holy cow! Go to Ramen Toys. Don't worry about it right now, but everybody in the chat and you guys, when you get the opportunity, go to Ramen Toys Instagram or their Facebook page, and they've got the LEDs in the flame effects, and they actually rotate around. It looks incredible. Let's see. Rachel, getting Terminator vibes from these drones? Absolutely. Toy Reclaimer, Ollie's $4.99 Stalker looks great. Yeah, I think we put Toy Reclaimer's picture of Stalker with the Grunt Steel Core helmet. We've got that in our stories right now. So check out Toy Reclaimer on Instagram and check out our stories. Yorktown Joe Leatherhead could be Fiona's long lost brother. I like that. Ritz Murphy, did everyone score their Ollie's Crimson Guards? I got 4 today. No, I have not seen. I haven't seen any of that in Ollie's. Here's how Ollie's works. Is somebody on social media puts up pictures of 8 billion toys that I want at Ollie's, and then I go to my Ollie's, and they have like Mattel's Ghostbusters from 5 years ago.
I found they had, because I've only ever been to one Ollie's since all this happened. There's not an Ollie's anywhere near me. I found 2 of the movie Baronesses, and then all the Lady J's that are at like $12.99 that aren't like the super cheap price. But so I was like, all right, well, I'll pick one of those up for $5. And I got the Coronation Starscream from the Studio Series for $15. So that was actually a pretty good buy.
Yeah, well, that's nice. That's nice. All right. We also have an update from Skeletron about the Robo Skull. They have a tooled sample of the 6-inch interchangeable seat with, if you'll notice, the joysticks are on ball joints. So you can actually move them around to fit in the figure's hands however you need. Notice the rifle storage on the back there. Just looks awesome. I'm very excited about this product, you guys. Woo! They also showed the wings, which I did not realize were going to have gradient translucency. Wow. Did you guys? I just didn't catch that. So if you notice in the wing on your right, it's not quite, it's a little more opaque down towards the bottom. And then as it goes out, it's a little more translucent. They said they're still working on that, but that looks incredible. We also have a shot of the 4-inch Wolf Trooper just on a shelf in their studio. Looking great. Close-up of the sculpting for the Gyrewolf helm and the goggles portrait. Both looking really nice, chock full of detail. And then finally, this is a little older, but the 6-inch prototype with the alternate portraits, all the different helmets, just, man, how good does that look? That red.
Mm-hmm.
And think about having all of these red shadows together on a shelf in front of that Robo Skull. Oh, it's going to be great. So that brings us to the end of our news. Rich Murphy, yeah, the Blue Hiss. I've seen the blue, or I've heard that the Blue Hiss is at Ollie's as well.
Yeah, I saw people reporting that too, but they were. I got a couple of them from Walmart when they were like $12 there on clearance. So
Yeah,
15's a little more than I'm going to pay for a clearance Hiss 3 at this point.
I mean, if you didn't already have one, though, that's a great deal.
Yeah.
Or if you wanted to buy a few more, I mean,
Yeah,
it's a deal.
It's not a bad price.
I just don't need those muddy treads in my life.
I was gonna say you're paying the extra for the battle damage muddy treads.
Well, if I was going to do it, I would actually pick up a couple more and just have more to swap out with my regular Black Hiss.
Keep your filthy poo treads to yourself, pal. Okay, so normally this is where we would do our sound off. And I wanted to do a Friday the 13th themed sound off. And I'll go ahead and put this out there to the chat. If you can very quickly in the next couple of minutes come up with some Friday the 13th themed G.I. Joe suggestions, you let us know, because here's what happened. We got 2 sound offs today. Obviously, this one was a little bit of a stumper for people, but the 2 sound offs we got were almost the same thing. From Sneezy the Squid, we got, what team of Joes would you put together to investigate the reports of an unkillable slasher at a spooky camp by a lake? And who would be ordered by Dr. Mindbender to recapture this escaped mad science experiment? And then Hillbilly Harper said, what kind of team would y'all put together to investigate paranormal activities? And what's your favorite Spooky Joe or Cobra? So, those are essentially very similar questions, and unfortunately for Hillbilly Harper and Sneezy the Squid, we will be addressing that in a segment. We've already planned this for next week's segment show. We have a very, very similar scenario that we're going to be discussing, so we are not going to use either one of those sound-offs this week, but we will talk about what's your favorite Spooky Joe or Cobra. Noel and Kristian, did you guys have a little bit of time to think about this one?
I mean, my favorite Spooky Joe or Cobra is one that I'm anticipating any day now they're going to announce for Classified, and that is Crystal Ball.
Yes. That was originally my choice. I love the idea of Crystal Ball being some kind of weird mystic, but also, is he just a con man? We've been talking about Crystal Ball since we started talking about Classified. I would love to see him. Kristian, Joe or Cobra?
Yep. So I had Crystal Ball, and my very close second was the Range Viper.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like something out of a horror movie for sure. So, like I said, Crystal Ball was my first choice, as he often is. But then I realized, I gotta go with my guy. I gotta go with the king of G.I. Joe horror, and that's Globulus. Combining body horror with half snake, half crab, whatever the heck he's got going on.
And Burgess Meredith.
And Burgess Meredith, and that voice he's so ominous and creepy. So yeah, Globulus. And also somebody I'm dying to see a Classified iteration of. And now that Mattel has given us Lady Slither, well, not me, because I missed the sale. So if anybody's got a Lady Slither out there, I need one. But yeah, we need to get on a Globulus. So that's my favorite spooky, monstrous Joe character. But we'll be talking more about that next week. All right, that brings us to our final segment. This is Joe and Tell, sponsored by Slickalicious. We are honored to be working with Slickalicious. Check out Shop Slickalicious on Instagram. We have worked with him to design a couple of different shirts that we've got. He did our very, very, very limited Joe Fest t-shirts. lots of cool stuff, not just G.I. Joe. As a matter of fact, I believe there's some cool new horror stuff up on Shop Slickalicious right now. So go check that out. So I'm going to go last since the Joe and Tell is the eel giveaway. Kristian, do you have a Joe and Tell for us?
So mine is mostly a tell, and I kind of already shared it. For those that listen to this show, like I had no connection to Viper whatsoever, not interested in her. And then when I saw the artwork on the shelf, it just made her look like this total kick butt, evil ninja. I don't want to quite use that word since I don't like ninjas, but assassin. There you go. And when I opened her up, I was even more surprised. And
nice.
The skull mask, that's everything. I think. I still don't think she's a good Python Patrol figure because it's like just not as noticeable as the other Python Patrol figures.
Have you got Vipra to actually show us for Joe and Tell?
No, that's the problem is because I was rushing. I was actually so excited about her. I had set her up in the toy room, but I just haven't had a chance to take pictures yet. But I was like, ooh, hopefully I'll get off work today early because I did a 6-day work week. I can snap some photos, and I should never, ever, every time I say, ooh, I'm going to get to leave work early today, that always means I'm going to be trapped at work until the last possible second for me to say, I have to leave or I'm going to miss a live stream. So, and I also know how you like to be surprised when you open the figures. So,
well, that is very true. I don't look at anything beforehand if I don't have to.
And originally I was like, and I think we had even talked about it, she just comes with Storm Shadows accessories but painted differently. The snake handles on the swords I think work much better for her. I like it much better than I did for Storm Shadow.
Yeah, that makes sense because I didn't care for them on him. It doesn't really make sense to me.
No, it's the one thing that I feel like, okay, this ties her more into Python Patrol than any sort of coloring.
Wonder West says Globulus was his choice. Yorktown Joe says Raptor with a bunch of birds would be scary. Raptor and Birdemic.
Oh,
yes.
Rachel says, as far as spooky, I have to ask myself, who would I least like to run into in a dark alley? I got to go with Predacon. And Ritz Murphy says, my Viper is coming tomorrow. Yeah, mine should be here tomorrow as well. All right, Noel.
All right,
I'm going to Joe and Tell.
I'm going to experiment real quick and see if this works. And if this doesn't work, I might save this. But
it's going to be like you were in college again.
All right, share screen.
Oh, okay.
Are you seeing my screen?
No.
Is it allowing?
Do I have to give you permission to share your screen?
Sounds share my like. Screen.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Allow. Are you?
Something just popped. Oh, there we go. All right. Look at that.
All right. So y'all can see that? Let me see.
Yes.
Are you seeing?
Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. So this is a panel from G.I. Joe #1, which we reviewed here on the show. This is, it's a panel of 4 panels, I guess, here. So this last part here on the bottom here where Hawk is, saying we're soldiers. Our job is to follow orders, to do the impossible, and make it look easy. That's what appeared back in 1982. Larry Hama recently revealed that in the latest republishing of this, they allowed him to fix it. Because this is what his original panel said.
I like how our overlay is on top of this. Hang on. Let me... All right.
That's wild.
So the original line was, our job is to do the unthinkable and be forgotten, which is way more impactful and says so much more than follow orders, do the impossible, and make it look easy. And I just thought that was something that was really incredible that they allowed him to go back and put in his original intent for this panel in the latest version of this comic.
So what is the latest version of this comic? I guess the reprint that IDW did just before they lost.
Yes, it was the most recent IDW reprinting.
I don't think I even reread it because I was just like, I've got this, so put it over here.
Let's see, Oh no, this is Skybound. Sorry, this is Skybound.
Oh, this is Skybound. Okay,
so they're reprinting in a new special reprint for Skybound.
Oh, nice. So that's news because I don't think we even knew for sure they're doing that.
Yeah, he shared this on October 7th. Sincere thanks to Skybound for allowing me to restore Hawk's original speech to the Joes in a real American Hero #1 in their new special reprint. This has stuck in my craw for decades.
Well, and it's funny because the other is so 80s, you know? Like it really just is like 80s action movie speech. This is honestly more in line with the tone of the earlier comics.
Yeah. So yeah, just thought that was cool and thought I would share
absolutely.
that with the rest of you.
And,
all right.
And it kind of...
Oh, sorry, Kristian. I removed you.
I hit stop sharing, and then all of a sudden Kristian disappeared. I was like, wait.
I was going to hide Noel's screen share, and I think he did it right before I did, so you slipped over and I hid you instead.
Well, that's why I'm wearing red, because I'm trying to hide and just be a floating head like the rest of these. But no, with what we've learned in the file cards, based off of what Mongoose has said, they seem to be troublemakers, right? So going in, doing what we're told to make it look easy is one thing, but going in and being forgotten, that makes it sound a little more like, here were these people that were incredible at what they do, but they're just living on the edge. Almost like Secret Six-ish.
Almost like Aerosmith.
It could be worse. They could be living in the fridge.
That would be better. Well, no, that would be worse because then there would be a narrative device where something horrible happens to Lady J to motivate Flint. All right, we're getting way off.
That was
off target.
There was some esoteric references there.
Yeah. So I guess it's time now. My Joe and Tell is this G.I. Joe classified eel that as soon as this show is over, I am going to put it in this box. I'm going to put some tape across the top. I'm going to print out an address and ship it tomorrow to the person. Everybody get ready in the chat because this is going to be the first response wins this eel. Who can tell me my personal favorite G.I. Joe sub-team that gets mentioned literally like every episode? So you really have no excuse.
Come on, chat.
Not knowing this.
Man.
Come on, chat. I know you got this.
While the chat is considering that, and this isn't something you can Google, people. If you want that classified eel, dig into the brain pan and think about what. No, it is not extreme. It is definitely not Ninja Force. These are guesses. Let me just tell you guys, your guesses are transparent. The person who gets it because they know it, not because they're guessing. Will R says Dreadnoks. I do love a good Dreadnought, but that is not the answer. This is a G.I. Joe sub team. Has been mentioned every opportunity I get.
I'm surprised. I thought it would be like that.
Yeah, I did too, to tell you the truth. Not Tiger Force. I am a Tiger Force convert, though. Definitely not Night Force. Sorry, Will. Night Force is way down my list of sub teams. They're under Sky Patrol, I think.
Oh wow.
When I was a kid, I would have thought Night Force was really cool because all the dark colors, like I would have been like, yeah, that's really awesome. But now I just think Night Force is kind of bland, to be honest. I love Renegades. It's not Renegades, not Slaughters Marauders. Cobra Law, if it is, I don't want it. No, it's I love Cobra Law, but that's not it. Now this is a G.I. Joe sub team, like
feel like,
specifically G.I. Joe.
I feel like we're gonna just eventually have to say Cobra really slowly here and just end this episode.
Well, I think
if we're not careful.
We're eventually going to have to say, ooh, all right, come on. It's.
You're so close, but
I
we're
know,
playing by
right?
Jeopardy
I'm not going to say
rules.
who, but somebody's real close. But you got to get the verbiage right. And it actually was kind of referenced earlier in this episode. Oh, Yorktown Joe, Special Missions Brazil, got every word of it right.
Yay.
Congratulations, Yorktown Joe. You have won yourself a G.I. Joe classified eel. Pete, I feel like Pete was off getting a beverage or something because he would have known this immediately. Pete got it right, but he got it a second. Look at that. 9:06 p.m., 9:06 p.m. And look, Kevin Riddle, man, I hate it, but it had to be Special Missions Brazil. I couldn't just take Brazil, but man, you were almost there, but Yorktown Joe came in with every word of it. Kevin Riddle, I couldn't remember it all, and I don't blame you.
Mega Marines. Stay tuned for next week's episode.
So Yorktown Joe, you know how to hit me up on Instagram. Shoot me a message on there. We'll get together. We'll get that address, and I'll send this thing out in the morning. For everybody else, thank you for hanging out, talking about G.I. Joe. I have got more giveaways for the coming live streams. Lots more cool stuff to do. We're here using StreamYard. Obviously, this is a lot more interactive, a lot more fun. We're just having a blast here, and we appreciate every single one of you for hanging out with us. Our music is by Andy Samford of electricminnowmusic.com. Follow us on Interlude at Audible Interlude Podcast. Follow us on X at G.I. Joe Audible. Noel, why don't you tell us a little bit about The Finest?
The Finest is an international G.I. Joe costuming club, and we raise money for an excellent organization called Canines for Warriors. If you ever thought about dressed up like your favorite Joe character, you can check out thefinestcc.com or the Finest Recruitment Center on Facebook, and you can help us with this amazing cause. Also, just drop by when you see us at a convention, throw some bucks into the kitty, and maybe you walk out of there with some cool swag as well.
And Kristian, where can we find that toy photography that you do oh so well?
You can find me on Flickr and Instagram under the name Legion Cub.
We've had a great time once again tonight. Thanks to Yorktown Joe for participating and for winning the big prize. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you to Kristian and Noel. Until next time, yo, Joe.
Cobra.
Ha ha ha.